Now, shifting our focus to West Asia, Israel's parliament has given its initial approval to a bill that would extend Israeli law to the occupied West Bank.
This is a move widely being seen as a step towards annexation of the territory that Palestinians seek for a future state.
The following are the results of the vote: 25 in favor, 24 against. I determine that the bill by Representative Avi Maoz was approved in the preliminary reading and will be discussed in the Foreign Affairs and Security Committee in order to prepare it for the first reading.
Now, the first of 4 votes needed to enact the bill came as U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance visited Israel, just weeks after President Donald Trump declared that he would block any move by Israel to annex the West Bank.
A second bill introduced by an opposition party and proposing the annexation of the Adumim settlement was approved with a vote of 31-9.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has cautioned that Israel's plan to advance a bill applying sovereignty in the West Bank risks undermining the Gaza ceasefire deal.
Qatar has strongly condemned the Israeli Knesset's approval of the 2 laws seeking to impose Israeli sovereignty over the occupied West Bank and a settlement. Saudi Arabia has also condemned the Knesset's approval of the laws, describing them as violations, and reaffirmed its backing of for a Palestinian state within the 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital.
Meanwhile, Jordanian Foreign Ministry has called the move a flagrant violation of international law and a blow to the two-state solution. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party did not back the West Bank measure, which was introduced by lawmakers outside his governing coalition. The bill narrowly passed its preliminary vote 25-24 in the 120-member parliament.
Several lawmakers from Prime Minister Netanyahu's coalition, including members of the Jewish Power Party and the religious Zionism faction, voted in favor of the bill. The measure still faces a lengthy legislative process before it can become law. Coalition members have long urged Israel to formally annex parts of the West Bank, citing the territory's biblical and historical significance to the Jewish people.
Now, in 2024, the United Nations highest court ruled that Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories, including the West Bank and the settlements built there, are illegal, calling for their withdrawal as soon as possible. Well,
Israel maintains that the territories it seized during the 1967 war are not legally occupied, arguing they are disputed lands. However, the United Nations and the vast majority of the international community consider them to be occupied territory.
Now, the United Arab Emirates, the most prominent Arab nation to normalize relations with Israel under the Abraham Accords brokered by Donald Trump during his first term, warned last month that any move to annex the West Bank would be a red line for the Gulf state.